What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So as I'm not investing any further capital into the market today, I thought it'd be a good chance for today's video to do an overall brief update, firstly on my trading 2 portfolio and my plan of action going forward, and secondly a very brief update on this overall channel. So what we'll do first is have a very brief overview of my trading 2 portfolio to see how it's actually performing. And again, as we make quite a lot of updates on this portfolio, we're keeping it very brief today. So we just give an overview of how each sector is actually doing, and then my plan of action going forward. Firstly, the dollar cost average in the short term, and then we're going to start talking some of my longer term investment plans as well. So overall, my trading 2 portfolio is worth about €7,450, which means we're about 7.5% or just a bit less towards my overall goal of having €100,000 invested into the market. At the moment, we have 30 stocks, all blue chip, diversified across all different sectors. Again, to help, firstly, give me ample chances to dollar cost average all the time, and second of all, to provide diversification and protection. At the moment, we have about 10.27% profit and just under €700. We'll have a very brief look through each of these portfolio pies. At the moment now, we are up 23% in communication services, just the two holdings here on the right. Again, we're only going to go through this briefly, so if you'd like to pause the video at any time to look at the actual holdings, please feel free to do so. In consumer discretionary, we're down 2.88%. We have about €1,036 invested, and we have 3 holdings at the moment. Consumer staples as well is down 1.3%, 3 holdings. Energy is up 20%. My main overall ETF portfolio is up 14.8%. Financials is doing quite well. It's up 28% at the moment, and we have 5 holdings, all of which are up a fair bit of percentage at the moment. Healthcare, 3 holdings, 6.63% up. Industrials, we have 7.77% in the green, 3 holdings there as well. We have nothing in materials. Within our real estate pie, we are up just under 2% and just have the 1 holding at the moment in the form of realty income. And my biggest holding still is my technology sector pie. We're up 13.77%, have just under €1,300 invested, and we currently have 5 holdings. So obviously in the short term, it's no surprise that what I'll be doing with a lot of my investments that are in the red, we saw through my portfolios there, and there is a few companies that are in the red, which is totally fine because it's a great chance to dollar cost average. So that's definitely my short term goals, is to continually dollar cost average and improve my overall cost. For the longer term, it's a bit more complex. I have 3 different scenarios that I'm planning on taking action with. The first of these options, again, after I discuss these 3 options, it'll be interesting to see in the comment section below which one of these 3 you would suggest and your reasoning behind it. But firstly, the first option is the dollar cost average and continue as I've been doing so all along and keep the 30 stocks or even increase that amount and continually feed in further capital to help improve my dollar cost average, effectively give me a cheaper price and a better profit in the long term. Everything, there's pros and cons, so just off the top of my head, a con of that would be that although it's about 10% in the green at the moment, which is great as well, especially if you're younger and you're not old at the moment, you kind of feel that you should be taking a small bit more of a risk and kind of having a bit more potential on the uptrend as well as the downtrend. You have to take that volatility if you want a risk reward ratio. And a pro would be that it's consistent and it's very safe in my opinion, especially the way I'm doing it, the way I have 30 companies, all blue chip across all different sectors, so I'm fully diversified in my opinion, and they're all fairly well established companies. So there is pros and cons to dollar cost averaging, and at the moment I'm quite happy with how it's going, but maybe because we only have about 7,500 invested, that we should be kind of taking a small bit more risk, and as the money of my overall portfolio gets higher, for example when it goes to 20-25,000, then I should be focusing more on these kind of safer style plays. Option 2 was a subscriber recommendation, and they were saying that my overall portfolio is up about 10.3%. However, if we looked at the S&P 500, we saw it a while ago in the video that we're up about 13 or 14% in that. So it kind of goes to show that the overall S&P is up more than my single picks. So that kind of gives me the opportunity or idea as well to either cut down my overall positions, single positions, for example, the likes of PepsiCo, P&G, Coca-Cola, etc., and focus that capital into, let's say, the S&P 500 or the FTSE 100, as they are kind of going to be, they're kind of performing the overall market anyway, so it would kind of make more sense to do that, and then maybe have 5 to 10 single picks, for example, the likes of Tesla, Apple, etc., and keep those 5 to 10 stocks single, and then have the rest of my capital tied up within ETFs. So that was option 2. And option 3 then was to keep it as is in terms of the 30 companies. However, just an example, if you have 7,500 here, keep 5,000 or so in this 30 companies, and then put the remaining 2 or 2,500 into, let's say, more speculative plays such as penny stocks. Now, as you know, I've been looking into penny stocks a bit over the last few weeks. They're extremely volatile and can go up 100% or down 100% in any given day. However, there is a few that I've started to like. For example, in yesterday's video, we looked at High Tide, ticker symbol HITIF. I might make a further follow-on video on that because their earnings reports came out yesterday as well. But for example, I was thinking of playing kind of swing trading some of the penny stocks as well. Again, only a portion of my overall capital, as this can be extremely risky as well, but it's certainly an option going forward. So that's the 3 options. Option 1 is the dollar cost average and continue to do what I'm already doing. The second of these is to invest further in ETFs and kind of cut my overall individual stocks from about 30 down to 5 to 10 stocks and focus on ETFs. And again, the third option was to kind of focus primarily on my overall portfolio, keep the 30 companies, but however, start investing in more speculative plays as well, kind of swing trading those. So those are the 3 options. It'd be interesting to see your opinion and thoughts and views in the comment section below. As I said as well, I'll be continuing to dollar cost average for the time being as normal. And we saw in the last few videos that I deposited a further €500. And we can see here that last week we invested 50 into Tesla, 50 into P&G, Pfizer, PepsiCo and iShares Global Clean Energy ETF all got 50 as well. And on Friday of last, we put 20 into PepsiCo, another 950 into Tesla. McDonald's got €20, Tesla got another 20, P&G, PepsiCo, Pfizer and iShares Global Clean Energy ETF again all got a further €20. And then yesterday, iShares Global Clean Energy got a €10. We got 18% dividend on Caterpillar. Then we further invested €20 into P&G, PepsiCo, McDonald's, Tesla. And then finally, we put a further €10 into Pfizer, which kind of combined the overall €500 deposited. Going forward, at the end of this week, possibly into the start of next week, I'm going to put a further few €100 in my cash reserves, ready to take advantage of further dollar cost averaging. In terms of my overall channel, we are currently on 974 subscribers, which is brilliant. So thank you very much to everyone that has subscribed so far. And as always, if you haven't done so already, it'd be much appreciated if you would do so, as we're only 26 subscribers away from our next big goal of 1,000. Once we hit the 1,000 mark, I'm firstly going to be investing in a better camera. At the moment, we're only just using my webcam on my iMac, but it'd be kind of good going forward to make videos kind of outside of this room as well, and kind of make more cinematic style videos. So that'd be interesting to see as well. The cameras are working out about 12 to 1,500 euro, so I'm going to look into them as well. It won't be a quick fix, as I kind of have a lot of my overall capital tied up either in investing, same for a house, wedding, etc. But once we hit the 1,000, I'm definitely going to start looking into it as well. Also, going forward, I'll probably start a competition once we hit the 1,000 mark as well. That'll be in further videos down the line. So that's pretty much it for today's video. I just wanted to give a brief overview, as we weren't investing today, on how my overall portfolio is currently doing. We also had a look through my medium, short-term and long-term goals for the channel in terms of investing. So if you found the video anyway helpful or interesting, it'd be brilliant if you consider subscribing to the channel and giving the video a like, as would really help giving the video some exposure. And finally, if you have any comments, questions, queries or suggestions, please don't hesitate to comment below, and I'll be sure to get back to you as quick as I can. And remember as well to kind of give your own thoughts and opinions on the 3 investing options that I mentioned at the start or the middle of the video. Thanks very much guys, enjoy your Wednesday, and I will see y'all in tomorrow's video.